So I've come to the conclusion that the hammers are not magic at all. I don't think the superstition worked, did it? I don't think the trick worked. It only really occurred to me when I looked back at the recent results, which is basically, since I put them up right, that's 1 win and 2 losses, which is not good enough. I wonder, as I've been thinking, maybe a little sideways motion. Maybe that might do the trick. Anyway, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I wonder if do we have to leave it up there for both legs, or is this just for individual matches, or is it an aggregate 90-degree turn of the hammers? I don't know how this stuff works. I'm still finding it out. Anyway, if you're still here and you're still watching and you haven't thought, what on earth is this craziness right here, we're going to have a little look at the West Ham news and gossip for today. Yes, we will briefly touch on Marcus Rashford, but I don't believe it. But it's a story and it's out there. There are other, probably more realistic targets who we might want to talk about. In fact, not might want to talk about, we will talk about them. That much is clear. And one of the first ones I want to talk about is Gerard Deulofeu. Now, I really like this player. I really liked him at Watford. I really liked him at Everton. He was previously at Barcelona. I think he is. You know, sometimes I say what we really lack is another winger. He would be it. He really would be it. He's fast. He's direct. He can take players on, and he's got an eye for goal. He's at Udinese at the moment, and Udinese, I guess that's sort of the natural. I don't know if he went from Watford to Udinese, but that would be the natural. The natural route for him, put it that way, because they're owned by the same people. I really like this player. I know it might not be the profile of what we're looking for, but if you think we've got a certain budget, and actually a lot of that's going to be taken up by the striker and the centre-back and the midfielder or whatever, how much is actually left over for a left winger? Because we do have people that play there, I just don't think they're very good at it, as I've mentioned before. I don't think that Benrahma or Vlasic are left wingers. So, just get a left winger in there. Fornell certainly isn't, although he might become a left wing back when Moyes changes this, or whatever, whenever he plays this formation that he decided to go with very, very recently. I like him. It suggests that the money is quite small, actually. I don't know if his contract's coming to an end, but they reckon it might be as little as sort of 5 million, really? I mean, I think that's a no-brainer, really. I would go and do it. There's a lovely picture here on the screen that I'm looking at, and it's mad about the EPL, which is this website. And it says, West Ham willing to spend 25 million on an informed striker. I thought, oh, who's that? Well, it's only our friend Broja. Now, I've been told it's Broja on this channel until he tells me himself it's Broja. That wasn't a karate chop. That was a bit of rogue fluff. But he's very young, a very young picture of David Moyes, a sort of a very red-headed looking David Moyes. Put it that way. What I did want to say is, by the way, on this channel, I'm about 15 to 20 subscribers away from 15,000. So if you are watching this and you haven't subscribed, would you please? I don't normally ask about subscribers or rest of it. I don't actually think it makes much of a difference, to be honest with you. What's the point of having 15,000 subscribers? Let's be fair, if 14,000 don't even watch the video. But I'd quite like it. If you are there, give it a little click, a little subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. If I could hit 15,000, I'd be chuffed. Nothing actually happens, but there you go. I'd just be happy. Let's just deal with this Marcus Rashford ridiculous story just for a little bit. Look, Marcus Rashford is an excellent player. He is an excellent player. However, West Ham can't afford him. Man United are not really in a position to be selling him because they don't know who their manager's going to be next season. It certainly ain't going to be the one that's there at the moment. So who's to say that the next manager doesn't come in and doesn't say, actually, you're my number one guy? It might happen. It might happen. What I would say is, when we do videos on this channel, and I often say, oh, that player as a forward wouldn't interest Moyes because X, Y, Z. I normally say because you need to be able to play wide and you need to have certain qualities. Rashford would have all those qualities. I think he's 6'1", he's fast, he can pull out wide, he's got. I bet in many respects. He would be Moyes' ideal forward, but it ain't happening at all. More's the shame. More is the shame. I don't know. But I'll tell you what I would say about Rashford. He's at a crucial point in his career. That much is for sure. Anyway, right. Okay, looking on to the next story. You're probably looking at around 10 million. No, it's not Broja or Broja again. This is the verdict for Middlesbrough player. Who is it? Yes, Isaiah Jones. Izzy Jones. This is going to be the gag here. Isaiah Jones, nickname Izzy Jones. Izzy Jones. Yes, he most certainly is. You'll get sick of that joke. They reckon about £10 million, obviously, as I said. We probably will be looking for players in the Championship, amongst others. But I do fancy a stellar superstar signing. Rather than, I don't mean I fancy a stellar into the beer. I fancy a superstar signing. And some little ones. Oh, by the way, all these stories are coming from the OneFootball app. The OneFootball app is downloadable by clicking the link below or scanning that handy QR code which just pops up there. What it does is it scans the internet for general naughtiness. No, not naughtiness. It scans the internet and the newspapers for all the West Ham stories and plucks them out, puts them all into one place and sends them to your phone, because when you sign up for OneFootball app, it asks you your support. And it puts all the West Ham stories into one place, and your national team as well. West Ham, England stories, not many of them at the moment, delivers them to your phone. Best of all, it's free. Please use the link below. What else have we got apart from Izzy Jones? Is he or isn't he Jones? Okay, there's more talk about the Ben Johnson contract. There's quite a lot of it at the moment. I think it's going to run for a little while, this one. I just want to talk about Ivan Toney, if I may. Ivan Toney. It says here, West Ham should have signed Ivan Toney when they had the chance. Yes, that much is true. I think he's a lot better than many thought he would be. And I don't mean everyone. I'm fully aware that there are people on this channel who will quite rightly write in and say, hold on a second, I told you he was good. Yes, plenty did. And I didn't think he was crap. But when I looked at him, I thought he was a little bit one-dimensional, if I'm honest. I thought he operated very much in the 6-yard box. However, I've seen a lot more from him. He seems to be dropping deep a lot more. He gets involved in play, gets involved in build-up. He's clearly an intelligent footballer. All I would say on that is that the whole theory is based on the assumption that Brentford would have sold him. They wouldn't. It was quite clear all last season that Brentford were heading for the Premier League. And people were saying, oh, just go in and give Brentford what they want, which is the 30 million. They didn't want 30 million for him. They were getting into the Premier League. The 30 million paled into insignificance in terms of the 160 million they were going to earn just for one season in the Premier League. Then even if they got relegated, which I don't think they will, would have been at least an extra 50 million for the next 3 seasons after. So basically, you're looking at 300 million. They're not going to sell somebody for 10% of that. So I don't think it was ever on the cards anyway. And I even think now, why would they sell? They don't have to sell. The only way you'd ever get Ivan Toney, I'm pretty sure, is if he wanted to force through a move. I've got to be honest with you. Having listened to a few of his interviews, he doesn't seem like that type of guy. Which is another reason, by the way, I think we should have signed him, if we could have done. Because in terms of the David Moyes personality test, he seems like a solid guy, bright as a button, seems friendly. You know, somebody to slot into a group. I think he would. He's very, very impressive. I think he would have played well for us. I really do. Anyway, that ship has sailed. I understand Gio has done a video yesterday about Ollie Watkins being a perfect replacement. Not replacement, perfect striker. For David Moyes in terms of the way his game is based. Another one who obviously went to Brentford as well. Yeah, wouldn't mind that at all. Whatever it is, David Moyes is in a serious hunt for a striker. Watch this space. I know there's a lot of people being out. Don't worry, we ain't getting a striker. Forget it. Stop talking about it. There's no way that we won't get some players in. I mean, when we can't. I'm not even sure you're allowed to enter the Premier League with a squad of about 16 players. I don't even think it's allowed, by the way. So clearly we'll bring some players in. What the quality of those players will be, I don't know. But there's one thing I do know, and that is that it will not be Marcus Rashford.